What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, we are less than a month away from the next major round of announcements from Marvel Studios at the upcoming D23 in September. And in fact, I can confirm as of this week that I'll actually be out there live in the Hall D23, as they're calling it, on Saturday morning. So I'll have a first-hand reporting, live updates coming directly from the announcements as they're happening, and of course, a first-hand account of any new footage and or trailers that they show. In the meantime, the rumors are still abound as to what we can expect coming from those announcements, and of course specifically as it applies to one team in the Fantastic Four. Well, we have an industry insider today, actually a Twitter scoopster who's rather new to the scene, and while still deciding whether or not we leave them in grain of salt territory, doubling down on their scoop from July, indicating indeed we'll get that announcement and more. We're talking about what they recently retweeted and whatever corroborating evidence there is to support this. I'm also going to weigh in on my thoughts about whether or not we're going to hear a Fantastic Four announcement, and it may not be what you want to hear. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so first up, this is coming from the Marvel Updates Twitter. That's at Marvel Updates, except in updates, the E is a 3. You guys get it. When I said rather new, it wasn't meant as an insult. They actually joined in February of this year, 2022. So the account hasn't even been around for 6 months. So that's why I say still leave it sort of in grain of salt territory. It's still well within the rumor mill. But what's really cool, and especially about scoops like these, is they're less than a month away of sort of earning a track record, and we've started to keep track of that. Maybe pretty soon here, I won't be saying things like they're rather new to the rumor mill. In the meantime, they retweeted literally within the last 4 hours their original tweet from July 16th. Marvel Studios will announce the cast and director of Fantastic Four at D23. Now, I have stayed super skeptical this entire time for one reason. I don't think we're getting a casting because that film is still 2 years away. The other caveat was, if they don't have a director yet, which it seems like they didn't, because we have not heard a single word from any of the industry insider trades or editorials, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, since that hasn't happened yet, and because a director would want a hand in his leading cast, it's really hard for me to imagine we're getting a casting announcement at D23 unless they have the director as well, which this tweet would indicate. But not so fast. We must examine yet another release, and coming this time from a trusted industry insider source at Murphy's Multiverse, and what makes me think may have been the origination of this information. This on July 16th. Rumor, Marvel Studios may announce Fantastic Four cast and director at D23, eyeing a 2024 release, where they go on to say, quote, according to Diz Insider's latest rumor of the week, they not only hinted at the Thing may appear in She-Hulk, which at this point has been vastly debunked, but also Marvel Studios' D23 plans. They shared that Kevin Feige and his team might unveil the film's cast during the Disney-owned event. That event is coming up in less than a month, one that I will be at for all the new announcements. Now, Marvel has confirmed indeed that they'll be doing huge announcements and first looks at upcoming things, very similar to what they did at San Diego Comic-Con Hall H, but one of their own. And there are still a ton of blanks to be filled in with both projects we know about and projects that we don't. But it was less than 2 weeks ago, and a story that we covered from the Hollywood Reporter going over recent Kevin Feige quotes as it pertains to the Fantastic Four. That was the same series of quotes where he confirmed that this wasn't going to be the normal origin story, that we all knew the basics, and they had a commitment in the same ways they treated the Spider-Man IP to do it differently this time, as it was going to be the third reboot, and after the first 2 failed attempts of the now acquisitioned Fox universe that's completely defunct and almost completely erased over at Marvel Studios, that they were going to do something different, but also because this team kicked off really in the 1960s and where they sit as the first family with Marvel Studios, that they set themselves a very high bar. This is why, and I said back in that video, I think they pushed the Fantastic Four all the way to almost 2025, giving them another 2 years, and I said that may hint at the fact that they're not as far along as they would want to be in pre-production for this film. Perhaps they haven't filled in that director blank just yet, and that's why I wouldn't expect a casting announcement, all based on this, not based on anything else. So, it is not my intention to dampen anybody's expectations to the point where you shouldn't get excited. I just am trying to point out we are still very far away from this film, and the reason may be is because they haven't quite caught up yet on everything. But We also know that Marvel Studios is acutely aware of how many eyes are on an announcement like this, and especially considering this is their first time back literally in the last 6 months to doing live events like this in the wake of how long things were shut down because of the pandemic. It seems like they'd want to make a splash. And so yes, my hopes are there that we get a casting announcement for the Fantastic Four, mostly because we won't be covering these rumors anymore at the channel. Not that I don't love them, but it certainly feels like all of Hollywood has been cast as Mr. Fantastic. What I will say though is I'm standing by. If they don't have a director, they won't have the cast. The movie is still 2 years out, and this panel, even though there'll be new announcements there, is also set for Lucasfilm as well. It won't just be primarily a Marvel thing. So as always, temper your expectations just a little bit, and I'm certainly excited for what's to come, but there are so many things to fill in between now and then in what we're getting with the Fantastic Four, and there's a lot of first look footage we might have a chance to see, again, projects that are slated for way before then. So as always, in the comments, let me know who you want to play Mr. Fantastic and the rest of the team, and since it hasn't really been rumored in a while, who's your pick for the director on the Fantastic Four? Can I get anybody to support Quentin Tarantino? That would be hilarious. It's also never going to happen. The last time I said that, y'all lost y'all's mind. I'm just kidding, half kidding. It's never going to happen, so don't worry about it, okay? You're safe. Tarantino X-Men, also never happening. Let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff. No, for the record, I'm not saying I don't want it to happen. I just know it's not happening. I find it a real stretch, Tarantino ever directing anything from Marvel. I mean, crazier things could happen. Tarantino in DC? Yes. Tarantino in Marvel? Maybe not so much. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we're still giving away PlayStations every 20,000 subscribers, all the way up to 1 million. The next subscriber milestone is 980, which we could easily ding by the next month's end. So if you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell, with all notifications turned on. Especially in these days of YouTube resetting their algorithm once a week, because I have no idea what's going on. Most of you say you don't get notifications anymore. I have no idea why. It is what it is. I've been YouTubing for almost 5 years. You know, YouTube, they do what they want. But if you hit notifications with all notifications turned on, apparently it'll help. Also, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate a like. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name AllFires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.